If shampoo goes into the eyes, we feel a pain of 0.5 DOL. When we get a paper cut, we feel a pain of 2 DOL. If we hurt our toys, then we feel a pain of 4 DOL. If a cat scratches us, then we feel a pain of 5 DOL. If a cat scratches us, then we feel a pain of 5 DOL. When we punch a wall, we feel a pain of 7 DOL. When we drown, we feel a pain of 7 DOL. In arthritis, we feel a pain of 8 DOL. During periods, girls feel pain of 8 DOL. If we accidentally stand on a Lego, we feel a pain of 8 DOL. In case of toothache, we feel a pain of 9 DOL. When we are shot with a paintball gun, we feel a pain of 9 DOL. If we slam our hand in the door, we feel a pain of 11 DOL. When alcohol is applied on an open wound, we feel a pain of 12 DOL. When we put our hand in boiling water, we feel a pain of 12 DOL. When a bee stings us, we feel a pain of 12 DOL. When we fall down the stairs, we feel a pain of 13 DOL. When the throat is choked, we feel a pain of 13 DOL. In starvation, we feel a pain of 14 DOL. When a sprain occurs, we feel a pain of 15 DOL. When a nail breaks from a finger, we feel a pain of 15 DOL. When we get hurt by glass, we feel a pain of 17 DOL. When we get a tattoo, we feel a pain of 18 DOL. When our bone breaks, we feel a pain of 18 DOL. In case of third-degree burn, we feel a pain of 19 DOL. When we get punched hard on our face, we feel a pain of 20 DOL. When we got burnt by a hot iron, we feel a pain of 21 DOL. When the shutter breaks, we feel a pain of 22 DOL. If there is an ulcer in the stomach, we feel a pain of 22 DOL. When a freeze burn, we feel a pain of 23 DOL. In case of severe migraine, we feel a pain of 24 DOL. If we stare at the sun for 5 minutes, then we feel a pain of 25 DOL. When we get an electric shock, we feel a pain of 26 DOL. When the skin burns due to boiling oil, we feel a pain of 27 DOL. In case of slip disc, we feel a pain of 27 DOL. When the finger is chopped off, we feel a pain of 28 DOL. If we eat a piece of glass, then we feel a pain of 31 DOL. When the arm chopped off, we feel a pain of 32 DOL. When we have a heart attack, we feel a pain of 33 DOL. When we are stabbed, we feel a pain of 38 DOL. When we are shot in the chest, we feel a pain of 43 DOL. When a car driving into you at 30 miles per hour, we feel a pain of 48 DOL. When passing a kidney stone, we feel a pain of 50 DOL. When kicked in the balls, we feel a pain of 52 DOL. At the time of childbirth, ladies feel a pain of 57 DOL. When we drink acid, we feel a pain of 62 DOL. When lightning strikes, we feel a pain of 70 DOL. When we are given a shock on an electric chair, we feel a pain of 80 DOL. When amputation without anesthetic, we feel a pain of 120 DOL. When burned alive, feel a pain of 200 DOL. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and also subscribe the channel.